How do I test backups? Hi everyone, Leo Notenboom here for askleo.com. Here's a question. I back up my data using Windows, but it's not maybe as retrievable as I would like it to be. I don't know exactly how to test backups to know whether they're really there. It says they are, but are they? I've had to use system image to restore function when my computer became infected with something. I basically just transferred the system image back to my C drive and it solved all my problems. I must say I'm thankful to you for strongly encouraging everyone to do backups. I can't tell you how many friends and family have lost stuff, everything, because of not backing up. Pictures, important data, loss of pictures seems to be the most heartbreaking. Yeah, I hear those heartbreaking stories all the time, and they are indeed one of the reasons I talk so much about backing up. Your concerns about backups are common, as is the desire to test. Let me review how you can gain some confidence that your backup will be there when you need it. The ultimate way to test backups, of course, is exactly what you ended up doing, performing a full restore of an image backup. A full restore is the most important backup to have work because it can save you from almost any problem. Malware infection, restore to an image created before the infection and it's gone. Disk failure, replace the drive, restore the most recent image, and you're up and working again. The problem with testing these backups is that a full restore is risky. By definition, a full restore is a destructive operation. It erases what's currently on the hard drive and replaces it with the contents of the backup image. If that restore fails partway through, well, you're worse off than when you began. You found out that your backup didn't work, but you trashed what was on the hard drive in the process. The very backup you took to be able to fix the failure is the restore your test just discovered didn't work. Here's my approach to testing backups. 1. Use the rescue media, prepare for a restore, and stop. So create the rescue media, sometimes that's called an emergency disk, from your backup program. That's the CD, DVD, or USB stick that you would boot from in order to perform that full restore. Then, boot from it. Getting this part to work is actually important because booting from something other than your hard drive can be complicated these days. Once the software from the rescue media is running, make sure that it can see the drive that contains your backup image. Then, follow the steps to do an image restore, stopping right before the restore begins. This verifies that your recovery disk works and the backup program can access everything needed to perform the restore. That's about as far as you can go without performing the restore, but it's actually tested quite a bit. Number 2, extract files. Most backup programs allow you to extract individual files from your full system backup image. Doing so is another way to test that backup. I recommend just restoring a single file. Now, exactly how to do this, of course, is going to depend on the backup program you're running, but the scenario is the same. Delete or rename an unimportant file on your hard disk and then go through the steps for your backup program to restore that specific file from a backup. You shouldn't need to boot from the rescue media. Extracting a file is usually something you should be able to do by running the backup software and using it to extract individual files from wherever your backups are stored. If you succeed, great. You now have confidence that the files contained in that backup image can be restored in the event of a disaster. If you fail, well, then you know you need to revisit how you're backing up. Number 3, check the image. There's one final test to make sure the files you think are in your backup are in fact in your backup. For example, in my Macroom Reflect course, I outline how to mount a backup image as a virtual hard drive. You could do this with other programs as well. You can then examine the contents of the image to make sure it contains everything you expect. Poke around in the backed up Windows folders to make sure all of Windows is there. Browse through the folders that contain your data to ensure the same. Look around inside that image to ensure that it has what you might expect and might need should the worst happen. There's still no 100% guarantee that your backup will work when you need it, but these 3 tests give you some confidence that the issues that often get in the way of an effective backup won't get in the way for you. Okay, there is one more way to test backups. And it actually is a complete test, and you can do it safely. It involves some more work and some additional cost even, but it'll prove beyond a doubt that your backups work. Buy a new hard drive, replace the hard drive in your machine with the new hard drive, restore a backup image to the new hard drive, reboot. If this works, you can leave the new hard drive in your machine and keep the old as a spare. If it fails, you just put the old hard drive back in your machine and move on to diagnose how and why your backup failed. The bottom line, as always, is back up. Then take a little time to test it, as I've just talked about. Not only will it give you a little more confidence that things will be there when you need them, but if something does fail along the way, you'll have the opportunity to fix that before disaster strikes. For updates, for comments, for links related to this topic and more, visit askleo.com/14556. I'm Leo Notenboom, and this is askleo.com. Thanks for watching.